emphasizing the weaknesses and maybe contradictions that the other team made, and then versus the strength points and the solidity of your reputation.
All right. Good. Anyone else who wants to add up or who agrees with what Ana, Osama, and the Guatemalan guy said? No, it's okay. We're challenge. All right. Yes. And just your name so I can remember it. I'm terrible.
You will never pronounce it right, but
Rabia.
It's basically both what Osama and Anna said. So I think it's presenting what the other team said and then presenting your state, what you think, and then providing a reasoning or why you think this should be like this, and then therefore sentence or something.
Okay. So we have. Yes.
Maybe I'm used to another technical term, which is rebuttal.
All right, so we have rebuttal as well, right? All right. Are they the same thing? Mainly? Are the terms the same, or is the technique we use the same?
Yes.
Technique.
All right, let's hear. Go ahead.
I want to say that refutation is whereby you disagree with the notion presented by the other team, and then putting forward your idea and giving evidence to support it.
Fair enough.
And proving that it is a better notion than
This goes on the line of Anna and what Osama said, or on the same line. Yep. You want to?
I think refutation is a critical analysis of a given statement. It can be saying you're wrong, but it could also be saying you're missing this information.
Can you say you're right about this, but there is something essential missing in your claim?
Yeah.
That's what you want. All right. Here?
I think one thing I think I can add is that obviously there are multiple ways of refuting. You can actually say that it's factually incorrect. You can say that some link is missing in that logic, so that's a logical fallacy, so that it doesn't make sense. Or you can there's another thing that there's something that I teach my kids is basically associated beliefs. So if you believe in this, then you could also, by extension of that logic, believe in some other bad thing, so to say, which can refute that argument.
Okay, good. That's very similar to the definitions I found when I looked through what refutation actually is. So the most broad definition about what refutation is or can be is clashing with the arguments of the opponent's team. All right. So if you clash with those arguments, if you tackle those arguments, when you refute those, when you attack those arguments, you're actually engaging in the process of refutation, right? Simple as that. You can use different kinds of methods, different kind of techniques, but the idea is the same. Once you engage in the debate and say on that point, and then you give a rationale why they are not right on that point, then you're engaged in refutation, right? The second thing is, unless arguments clash in one debate, you can't actually adjudicate that debate. Do you agree with this statement? Can you adjudicate, can you judge a debate if the negative team doesn't provide refutation, doesn't provide clash? This happened, right, in the Karl Popper Championship. You had negative teams that came with prepared cases from home, right? They had the entire case, lovely cases, beautiful, filled with examples, etc. And they present their case, but they somehow forget to refute the opponent's arguments. Can you adjudicate, and how you adjudicate this kind of debates?
I have to presume by default that they agree with the truth of the opponent's arguments. Although it's not a very comfortable position to adjudicate from.
Why? Why not? How do we judge debates? Based on what?
Try to measure where they clashed and how much of that remained true or survived. So if they clashed nowhere.
Right. Basically, we judge the clash of ideas in one debate. We don't want three speeches in one debate. We want, right? Because especially in Karl Popper, you have 4 speakers that are engaging in the refutation, right? You have the first negative, the second speakers of both teams, and sometimes even the third affirmative can refute some of the stuff the second negative brought up into the debate, right? So you have a lot of speeches that basically one of their purposes and one of their job is to engage in this refutation process. And why that matters is because we adjudicate, we judge those debates based on the clashes provided in one debate. We judge them based on the logic, our logic, and on the logic presented by the debaters who won those clash points. And that's why in the ballot itself, in the bottom of the ballot, say indicate reasons for, right? How does it say? Indicate clash points and provide reasoning why you vote one way or another. All right. So basically, how can a debater prepare for refutation before the debate starts? How can they do it? What do you think? Yeah, go ahead.
Just try to anticipate some points that will maybe brought up by their opponents.
Right. How do we anticipate points that may come in the debate as relevant? How do we do that?
We put ourselves in the
Go ahead, Sam.
You brainstorm, and like if you were addressed in the shoes of people playing.
Exactly. Right.
Most of them are predictable.
Yes, all of them. Well, not all of them, but most of them are. Especially because you need to think, especially in this tournament, you need to prepare both affirmative and negative case. Weeks ago, the tournament even starts. We know the motions at what point? 6 months before the tournament starts, right? So the students, alongside with the coach, do prepare about the debates. They build both affirmative and negative cases. And they do brainstorming in which they can anticipate what type of arguments can be presented on both sides. So what a good technique is, and a good coach should do, is always try to refute those points and then rebuttal them or rebuild your original points so you can see the flow of the argument. You can see the logic behind how can an argument be rebuilt when it was refuted. You want to say? You want to add up on that? All right. What else can we do? Yeah, anticipate is here is the second point, right? Yes. The first one is that we need to analyze both sides of the issue in the debate. And that's what we said basically. We have to do a little brainstorming. What are all the affirmative arguments that we can think of? What are all the negative arguments that we can think of? And then try to engage with them. And then try to refute them or to rebuttal them, right? Is it different when you have a value case and when you have a policy case? Do they differ how you anticipate the arguments that will be used from your opponents? Sure.